Hi guys, today I'm going to be doing some November zodiac predictions for 2021. I suggest you do watch this for your rising sign, but if you don't know your rising sign, you can definitely watch it for your sun sign as well. I'm going to be going through all of the zodiac signs from Aries to Pisces, and I'm also going to be posting a separate video doing a tarot reading for each of the zodiac signs, so look out for that one as well. Okay, so let's jump right into it. I will have timestamps down below so that you can find your sign. So let's begin with Aries. So Aries, for the month of November, I think there's going to be something that comes to a close, that comes to an end. You know, one door closes, but it's for the purpose for another door to open. So there might be some kind of transition happening this month, and it may have something to do with somebody that you're close to, somebody that you're intimate with. It doesn't have to necessarily be a romantic partnership, but somebody that you are very close to. It could definitely be an emotional transition, but it's something that needs to happen. Now, let's see. So we have the Sun trining Neptune around November 5th. So there could be some clarity for you within this transition that we're talking about. Something that, you know, you've been wanting to express something about yourself, something maybe that you keep secret, something that you aren't open with normally. And you're going to feel more comfortable doing so towards the beginning of the month. Around November 5th is when this aspect is going to occur. We also have on November 9th, Mercury is going to be opposite Uranus. So you might, try to express yourself, and then a couple days later you're feeling like, you're kind of having issues being understood. There might be misunderstandings. You might not be able to properly get across what it is that you're trying to get across. And then we have the Sun, which is going to be squaring Jupiter around November 8th. So you might be feeling stuck. And like I said, this is going to be a bit of a transformative month, especially the first half to a little bit past the first half of November. It might be carrying over from October. So you could be feeling a little bit stuck though. You could kind of, have trouble moving forward, and you might be holding on to something and having a difficult time letting go of what's necessary in order to grow and move forward. You want to do that, but you're finding it challenging because you're kind of stuck with the past and stuck with things that really aren't doing any favors for you anymore. We have, we have Mercury trining Neptune November 14th, which would show that good communication is going to come back onto the scene. So you might feel better about the way you're expressing yourself. You might start to take a move forward in whatever transition it is that you're going through. But then there's a bit of a setback on November 17th where you feel a bit misunderstood again. There may be an opportunity that presents itself, but you somehow miss it, or you're unable to communicate interest in it. You're unable to take that opportunity for whatever reason. But the good thing is towards the end of the month, we have Mars trining Neptune, November 19th, and that can indicate that we are taking actions towards our goals, our dreams. So I would definitely think that it may be a little bit bumpy this month, but whatever it is that you're kind of moving on from, letting go of, moving forward, it's going to be a bit of a rocky road, but it's something that you're going to feel better about towards mid to late November. So the new moon is going to be taking place on November 4th. It's going to be transiting your 8th house. And that's just further indication that there's something that you are, having a change happen for you, something on a personal level. It may be that you're ready to, like I said, come out of your shell, talk about something that you haven't been able to talk about. It could be on an intimate level. There's some change that's going on with you personally, and it is something that's very close to your heart. And that new moon is going to set you up for that and get you started. The full moon for you is going to be transiting your 3rd house, and that does take place on the 19th. It will be in Taurus. So you're finally going to be starting to let go, and that actually goes right along perfectly with that Mars trining Neptune on November 19th. You're going to be able to let go of things that are holding you back and kind of start to move forward with new knowledge and excitement in a direction that feels better for you. So now let's talk about Taurus for the month of November. Taurus, for you, what's going to be highlighted is your close and personal relationships. It could be your love life that is a big focus for you for the month of November, but it could also just be close friendships, close family relationships, anything along those lines. Also, you could be dealing with a situation where you're forced to figure out, do I want to settle this once and for all, come to some sort of compromise, figure it out and move on? Or are you, still not ready to do that? You're feeling like this conflict is just going to keep being an issue for you, but you're not ready to compromise, So there's going to be something that is giving you a bit of a problem in that area, and something that maybe you have to make a decision on whether you want to keep, fighting it out, or whether you're kind of ready to, come to some sort of a settlement on whatever this issue is for you. Let's see. So we have the Sun trining Neptune November 5th. So you're going to definitely come to some sort of clarity about a close relationship to you, like we were talking about. Maybe you have a new perspective or understanding about somebody, and it could be a good one. It could be something positive, but it could also be that you've been under the impression of some sort about another person that you're close to, and now the veil has kind of been lifted and you're left with somebody or a situation that you're not fully prepared for, something you don't recognize. Somebody might be something that you weren't expecting. So that can be a bit discouraging or a bit unsettling. We have the Sun squaring Jupiter November 8th. So you might feel stuck in a, like I said, some type of a conflict or in a close relationship. You could have some sort of legal trouble going on, but it could be that you have a certain relationship in your life that's just giving you issues, giving you pause. You might not be like completely fighting with somebody else, but just kind of coming to terms with an important relationship in your life, whether you want to keep moving forward with it, or if you're feeling like you need to either let go of it or change it for the better. So on November 14th, we have Mercury trining Neptune, which is a really good time for communication and, taking action on things that you want to change in your day-to-day. So on November 11th, we have Venus trining Uranus. So for you, that could actually be a very positive step in this relationship that we keep talking about. You might come to an understanding. You might come to an unexpected understanding with this other person. And it's definitely a positive step. And then we have Mars trining Neptune on November 19th. So there might be some clarity provided for you around this time, and Mars is also transiting your 7th house, so there's going to be some action in a partnership, in a relationship. It could be related to your, something to do with business or career, a business partnership, where you've been kind of trying to figure out a situation, and around the 19th is when you finally are able to decide what path you want to go down, what action do you want to take. So the new moon for you is going to be also in the 7th house, so that just and that's on November 4th, and that just highlights this area even further, and it shows that, whatever is going on with the 7th house stuff that we're talking about, it's going to be brought to light. It's going to be something that you focus on. And then the full moon is happening November 19th, and that's actually going to be in your 2nd house. So you're going to really, have to decide what it is that you value most, what is important to you, and if you are having some type of a conflict, what is the best way for you to move forward with it in a way that you feel comfortable with, in a way that kind of, meshes well with your morals and your beliefs. So let's move on to Gemini. And Gemini, for the month of November, the area for you that's going to be the most highlighted is going to be the 6th house. So that's your day-to-day routine. It could have to do with your health. You could be focused on your health. You could be focused on fitness. You could be focused on a pet. The 6th house does have to do with pets as well. But you're definitely going to have something going on in your day-to-day life, your daily, like I said, routine, your everyday things that you do on a regular basis. That's going to be your focus. And that could be that you are just starting a new routine. Maybe you're like, okay, I want to get into yoga, so you decide to do yoga this month, Or it could be something a little bit different, like not related to fitness. It could be that you decide to quit a bad habit. It could be that you decide to start a new habit that is beneficial for you. And we have the new moon taking place in your 6th house as well, and that's going to be November 4th. So it's definitely, I think you're going to have some type of goal that you want to accomplish for yourself. It could have to do with work, but it doesn't necessarily have to do with work. A lot of times these goals might relate to your health, whether it's your mental health, doing something that is helpful in that department, or your physical health, like I said, stopping a bad habit. Say you smoke. You cut that out, or you try to cut that out, and you decide to go for a walk every day. It could be something along those lines. You might have some issues at the beginning of the month. We have Mars opposite Uranus around November 6th, so you might be trying to figure out a routine that works better for you in whatever area of your life you're kind of focused on. And again, this could be something like mental health related as well. Maybe you're dealing with anxiety and you really want to get a handle on it, so you're really putting a focus on that this month, and you might come to a bit of a crossroads or a bit of a roadblock around the 6th, and you're kind of not sure what steps to take. You're not sure what actions to take in order to move towards whatever goal it is that you have. Now, November 14th, we have Mercury trine Neptune, which could be good because that might help you gain some knowledge and some clarity into a better way to kind of go about things, to reach goals that you have for yourself, to make your day-to-day life easier. And, maybe you've been confused about something, and around this time, you will receive some type of clarity. You might even get a message of some sort from another person. There could be some type of missed opportunity or misunderstanding around November 17th, because we have Mercury squaring Jupiter, so that's just something to keep in mind. But around the 19th, Mars trines Neptune, which actually sets up a good path for us to take actions towards our goals, towards our dreams, have better understanding of what it is that you need and you want. And for you, that will be something along the lines of your health, of something to do with fitness, work, your day-to-day, something like that. So the new moon, like I said, is November 4th, transiting your 6th house, but the full moon is November 19th, transiting your 1st. So whatever it is that you're focused on, you're going to be more comfortable expressing what it is that you need and doing something for you. Making yourself the primary focus. If you've been focused on other people a lot, this full moon would really be a good time to set the focus back to yourself. And I don't mean in the way that's selfish. I just mean that you need to give yourself some love and attention as well. And that's going to be something that will hopefully be a focus for you for the month of November. So now we move on to Cancer. And for Cancer, you're going to want to have some fun this month. You have the sun transiting your 5th house. You have Mars transiting your 5th house. So there's going to be some action there. It could be a bit of a dramatic month because, the 5th house is associated with a little bit of a flair for the dramatics. It could be that you have a lot of romance in your life. Perhaps you are dating and, that activity picks up. If you're in a relationship, you might notice more romantic tendencies happening within the relationship. Now, that being said, you could also notice a little bit of drama happening in these areas as well. Some issues, people gossiping, hearing that people have been talking about you, people, not being completely honest with you or being involved in situations that are a little bit dramatic. But that 5th house energy, you want to have fun. You're looking to be more social than normal. If you're not typically a social person, you're feeling a little bit like spending some time around a friend or a couple friends. Like, you just want to have fun. And even if you're not feeling more social, it could be that you're feeling like you want to focus more on some of your hobbies, on things that you enjoy being creative with. And that's something that you decide to focus on for this month. So you also have the new moon transiting your 5th house, and that is November 4th. So your focus will definitely be on pleasure, maybe children. If you do have children, that could be something that takes a big part of your focus this month. I keep saying focus, but it could be something that takes a lot of your attention this month. But mostly you're going to be in the zone where you just want to have a good time. You want to enjoy life. Even if you're working really hard, you definitely want to set aside some time for, your own personal enjoyment, you know, whether that be dating, whether that be spending time with friends, spending time with your children, if you have children, or just children in general, you know, that you know. It could be that you just focus on hobbies that make you really happy. So that's going to be something that you're going to be paying extra attention to this month. Now, you also might be communicating a lot with family members. You might be doing something to fix up your home. You might be learning something about a family member this month. So that could be interesting. Or if you're trying to move, you might receive some knowledge in regards to that. We have the Sun trining Neptune November 5th. So you're going to have some clarity in the area of, like I said, romance, hobbies, pleasures, and you might just have an understanding of what it is that you need for you this month. Now, you might have trouble understanding an opportunity that's presented to you. The Sun will be squaring Jupiter November 8th, so around that time, you know, you might want to do something, but you're not sure how to go about doing it. So Mars is opposite Uranus November 6th, so you may feel like you really want something, but you have a hard time figuring out what action to take in order to get what it is that you feel like you want this month. Now, the good thing is that November 14th, Mercury is trining Neptune, so you'll receive some more clarity and have a better understanding of, you know, what it is that will make you happy. And November 19th, which also coincides with the full moon, Mars will be trining Neptune, so you may take some action towards a goal you might have for yourself, and your full moon, the full moon, is transiting your 12th house. So yeah, there might be something that you need to reflect upon, something that you kind of need to turn inward towards in order to kind of focus on what it is that you want, something that makes you happy, something that you want to move towards. So I think overall, though, it's going to be a fun month for you. It might be a little dramatic, but I think it'll be fun. Now we have Leo, and Leo, I do think that this month is going to be focused a lot on either your family or your home life, or, you know, digging into the roots of who you are as a person. You might be focused on like a home project of some sort. You might be actually moving your physical home, but mostly a lot of times when the Sun is transiting that 4th house, you'll have a focus on something to do with your family life, whether your family just needs more attention from you, whether you're just spending more time with your family because you're able to do that and it's something that you want to do. It could be something that you don't want to do and you're kind of forced to, you know, do that this month. We have Mercury for you transiting your 3rd house, so you're definitely going to be busy, I would think, this month with Mercury transiting your 3rd house at the beginning of the month. You know, you might have a lot going on, appointments, you know, things you have to attend to. Your to-do list can be pretty long. And then you also have stuff going on with your family. So I think this month of November is going to be pretty busy for you. We have the new moon transiting your 4th house on November 4th. So again, you know, something is going to kind of get set into motion at the beginning of the month that has to do with, like I said, your family, your home situation. Maybe you're moving, maybe, you know, you have to deal with a certain family member, a parent, a sibling, an extended family member, or maybe you're just, you know, kind of exploring something from your past, something that's maybe either been bothering you or you just were unaware of that you've uncovered, something that's helping you grow, you know, your present day self. And we have the full moon transiting your 11th house on November 19th, which also coincides with the aspect of Mars trining Neptune. So there's going to be some action taken towards a goal, that 11th house of goals, dreams, wishes, you know, or if you've had a goal for a while and it's just not working out for you, you might need to release something around this time so that you can take action forward. You know, maybe your goal or dreams change. Maybe you've been working towards something, but it's been in a way that hasn't really been working for you. So you decide to reconfigure the way that you are approaching things that you want in life, your goals, your dreams, your wishes, things along those lines. You know, Mercury is squaring Jupiter on November 17th, so it's possible there could be a misunderstanding, you know, prior to this Mars trining of Neptune. So you might be feeling frustrated leading up to that full moon time, but around that time you'll definitely start to feel better. So if you do find yourself feeling frustrated with something that has to do with a goal or a dream of yours, you will start to feel more clarity and feel more level-headed around November 19th. So now we'll move on to Virgo, and Virgo for you, it's going to be busy. It's going to be a busy month. You know, you might be feeling more social. You might have more communications with people close by to you, siblings, you know, people in your community, neighbors, in groups you participate in. If you're in school, you know, you're just busier there. You might have more appointments. You might, have doctor's appointments, dentist appointments, stuff along those lines. Like your list of things to do gets pretty lengthy, but you have more energy and motivation to get it done. You have Mercury transiting your second house at the beginning of the month, so you may have things come up on a financial level, or you might gain more knowledge into how to feel more secure. Like perhaps this month you're focused on renting an apartment. So you have a lot of stuff to do to make sure that that's something that you're able to meet that goal of renting an apartment, for instance, and you have to have a checklist of all the things that you need to do. But whatever it is that you're kind of focused on, it probably will relate back to your security in some type of way, shape, or form. So the new moon is going to be transiting your third house. That'll be November 4th. So whatever is going on that's highlighted in this area is going to the ball will start rolling around that time. You could be focused on learning something new, like you might be in a new class. You might just have a new interest that you're, giving a lot of time and energy to. So you could just be, having communications with people you're close to and learning through that type of way. So Mercury is opposite Uranus on November 9th. You might feel misunderstood. This could be more prevalent for you with the third house transits going on around that time. And you kind of just feel like you're having a hard time expressing what it is that you want, expressing what you feel like you need to express, or just that you feel like you're expressing yourself in a certain way, but people are kind of perceiving it differently than you intend for it to be perceived. So the full moon is going to be transiting your 10th house on November 19th, and that's coinciding with a Mars trine Neptune aspect. So definitely you could be taking action towards something in regards to your career. You could be releasing something, letting go of something in order to move forward in something having to do with your career, or just in the way that people perceive you. Maybe you've been frustrated that you feel like you want people to know, A and B about you, but people only seem to know like C and D about you. And that's something that you find frustrating, but around the 19th, you're able to express more clearly what it is that you want, or you're able to let go of that frustration and kind of just move forward regardless. So now we'll move on to Libra, and Libra, you're definitely going to be focused on things that have to do with your security this month. You might be figuring out something to do with finances. It's possible that you're looking for like a raise at work, or you're looking for a job, something directly related to money. It could be that you're dealing with bills. It could be that you're paying something off and you're really putting the focus into it this month. But it could be security on a different level. It could be that you are trying to take a step forward in a relationship, for instance, and feel like you're looking for commitment from another person. You could be wanting security in a physical home, like maybe, you live, in some place that you're not happy in and you're looking for something to call your own. So this could definitely manifest in all different ways. You have the new moon on November 4th transiting that second house, so this definitely highlights this area. And it could be that the security that you are focused on this month is not necessarily something that's physical, like money, or a home, or whatever your living situation, a car, whatever it is. It could be that it's something, more abstract, like you're focused on feeling secure within yourself. You're trying to increase your self-esteem. You're trying to, increase your self-esteem in a relationship, or just with yourself, whatever that is. You're trying to get a better grasp on what is important to you, on what it is that you personally value, your personal beliefs, stuff along those lines. So you could have trouble kind of getting an understanding of what it is that you want to actually do in order to feel better and more secure in, whatever area it is that you're focused on around November 6th when Mars is opposite Uranus. It's also possible that an unexpected event takes place that kind of propels you into motion without you, being prepared for it at all. And again, that might be something that takes place in your second house. So, you could be forced to figure something out in order to feel like secure. So for instance, it could indicate that you have a setback at work or in a relationship or something along those lines, and you're kind of forced to confront that and deal with it this month. But good communication and clarity will come around November 14th with Mercury trining Neptune. You could have a setback around the 17th with a misunderstanding or an opportunity that kind of passes by without you being able to take it for some reason, and that's going to be because Mercury is squaring Jupiter. But the 19th is when we have the full moon, and Mars is going to be trining Neptune around that same time. So there could be clarity in an action that you want to take to move forward, and what step you want to take next in order to achieve what it is you're trying to achieve. But the full moon for you is going to be transiting your 9th house. So again, there's a focus on your morals, right? Or your values or your beliefs. And it might be something that maybe you hold fast to a very specific opinion, and it's creating an issue in a relationship, it's creating an issue with a friendship, and or at work or something. And it's something that you decide to maybe let go of or open your mind to hear a different perspective. And that's just an example, but there's definitely something that's going to come up that you will gain new knowledge about around this time, and that will help you move forward if you're able to kind of take in the new knowledge, understand it, and decide what to do with it, and perhaps let go of some things that are holding you back. So now we move on to Scorpio for the month of November. And Scorpio, you're definitely going to be focused on you. You're going to be feeling good. This will be a good month to express yourself. You may have been kind of in a bit of a retreat over the course of the last month. Maybe you've been being a little bit more to yourself, reflecting, taking some time to kind of recuperate, taking some time to look inward, and now you're kind of ready to be out in the world again. You might try something new. You might have a new goal for yourself. You might have an action that you're ready to take. You might start a new project. You might change your hair or get a new outfit that you're really excited about. But you're definitely feeling like you're able to express yourself on a level that feels happier to you. You're able to kind of show people who you are and what you want. It's easier for you. People around you are more receptive to you, so it's easier for you to do you and come out of your shell a bit, and you'll find that people do tend to be more receptive to that. Not that it matters, but it does make it a little bit easier. The new moon is also transiting your first house on November 4th, so I do think it's possible that you start a new project, you start something new, maybe a new hobby, a new, routine of some sort that you're excited about. You're just feeling enthusiastic about something this month. So that's good. I mean, Mercury is going to be opposite Uranus November 9th, so you could have a little bit of a setback where you feel like, you're trying to go this way and there's something in your way, or somebody that's not listening to you, or you're misunderstood in some way, or you're trying to express something and people have been receptive but then suddenly they're not. And then after that though, it's not going to last forever. Good communication on November 14th because of a Mercury trine with Neptune around that time will come back, so you might be able to be back on that path again without further issues. So the full moon is going to be transiting, your 8th house. So this could be a bit of a powerful full moon transit for you. It's going to be happening on November 19th and coinciding with Mars beginning to trine Neptune. So definitely some clarity might come your way. You could look inward and find clarity within yourself. There might be something on an intimate level that you are able to get a better grasp of, a better understanding. And there might be something, an old wound that's really bringing you down, an unhealthy or toxic connection that's wreaking havoc in your life that you decide that you want to take the first steps to let go of, or you even just make the decision to acknowledge the fact that there's something in your life that is a bit toxic around this time. It could be that, you know, you've been seeing something with blinders on and the blinders come off around the 19th, you know, around the middle of November, and you're able to fully get, maybe not fully, but you're able to start seeing something a little bit clearer, or seeing something or somebody for what, you know, they really are if you hadn't been able to before. So that's something that could definitely come up for you in November. So now let's move on to Sagittarius. So this month's going to be a little bit more relaxing or introspective for you. You have the sun transiting the 12th house. So if you've been kind of like spending time with friends, you've been out and about, you've been more social, or you've just been forced to be, you know, around other people, or forced to kind of have to do a lot at work or at school or whatever it is that you're doing, this month you're definitely going to take some time for yourself. You're going to want to relax more, which could be difficult if you do actually have stuff going on that you have to attend to, because you're just going to be feeling a little bit more, you know, tired, sluggish, but you're wanting to do things for yourself. You know, you're wanting to, again, turn inward, focus on things that make you happy. You might have something a little bit more challenging happen and you want to just take some time to kind of deal with that. You know, you could have a friend that you speak to during this time, that you're also sharing things on a more intimate level with, but you're feeling like you don't want to really be as out there. You don't want to, like, you know, share anything. You want to be a little bit more secretive. You want to spend some time like taking care of you, you know, extra self-love, stuff along those lines. And the new moon on November 4th is going to be coinciding with this because it's also transiting your 12th house. So there's definitely something that you want to just like take some time to process. It might be something specific, or it might just be that you're a little bit, you know, worn out. You just need a little bit of rest and relaxation, and maybe you decide to skip some plans on the weekends in order to just kind of relax, do something that makes you happy, you know, watch some of your favorite movies or something. And then the full moon will be transiting your 7th house on November 19th, and it's also going to coincide with Mars trining Neptune. So you might start to, you know, take some action around that time, and then the sun will move into your 1st house around November 22nd, so you'll be feeling, you know, better and more ready to kind of like take on the world again. But with that full moon in the 7th house, there could be something that you need to come to an understanding about when it comes to an intimate relationship. It could be a romantic relationship. It could be, you know, that you take a step forward in a romantic relationship. It could be that you decide to let go of an old connection that's holding you back, or, you know, anything on an intimate level. It could have to do something with like a legal level as well, or like a business situation. But it could be that you've had like a conflict that you've been dealing with somebody, you know, one-on-one, like whether that's in a romantic relationship, a friendship, somebody at work, that you kind of decide that, or you might make the decision to let go of something in order to move forward and feel like a little less heavy. So we have Venus trining Uranus on November 11th. That could definitely be a good day for love for you. But again, it's probably something where you might spend some quality time with somebody that you are already close to. So it could be that it's like, you know, you have either self-love, like you're just going to hang out with yourself. It could be that you're spending time with a really close friend, or maybe you're in a romantic relationship, or maybe you decide to spend time with somebody that you're interested in. So yeah, I definitely think that the month of November is going to be reflective for you, even if you kind of have to like find the time, you know, to the best of your ability. If you're already busy, you're definitely going to want to keep to yourself a bit more, even if you're forced to be busy. You know, you're not going to be as open with other people, and you're not really like looking to share everything about yourself this month. Next is Capricorn. So the focus for you, Capricorn, this month is going to be on, you know, it could be on your hopes, your dreams, your wishes. It could also be on your friendships or groups that you're involved in. So That could be any kind of group that you're involved in, or it could be, like I said, your friendships. You might feel a little bit more social this month, or you might just feel inspired towards a goal you've had. You might feel like you're finally making progress towards something that you've been trying to achieve, whether that's a dream you've had for the future, or, like I said, some type of goal that you've already been trying to work on. And the new moon is going to be transiting your 11th house on November 4th, so that will get that ball rolling in that area. Again, you might just feel like re-inspired, a new fresh spark to kind of continue doing something you've already been doing, but you feel more excitement about it. You feel more inspired towards it. You feel, something, maybe you have a new perspective towards something that kind of like, gives you more energy that you might have been lacking previously. So the full moon is going to be transiting your 6th house on November 19th, and that coincides with Mars trining Neptune. So there could be some action taken in, your day-to-day. Like maybe there's been something that's just been kind of like holding you back. Like it could be like a bad habit. It could be that you have been wanting to give yourself more time to focus on like said goal that we were talking about earlier, and you just haven't done it. But like come November 19th, you have been feeling more creative or inspired, and then around the middle of the month, you're kind of ready to, take action towards whatever it is that you've been trying to work towards. So you're going to be definitely spending time, thinking of the future. How do I get from A to B? What can I do? You're more motivated in this area. And with that full moon, you might even be inspired to let go of something that's kind of like holding you back. You really want to move forward, but you kind of have like this thing over here that's been holding you back a little bit. And perhaps you decide to let go of that or figure out a way to deal with a certain situation or person or whatever it is, habit in a better way that makes it so that you can move forward in a more positive way and do what it is that you are excited to do. Now let's move on to Aquarius. And Aquarius, I think the focus for you is actually going to be related to possibly your career or anything in dealing with the public. You might be really busy at work. You might just be focused on something to do with work. If you don't work, then this could be just you're dealing with people that aren't necessarily like friends or family, but people that you see for other reasons, like out in the public for whatever reason, maybe classmates at school or just people that you live near, whatever it is. It could also be that your perception becomes important this month. Like maybe you feel like people are just like misconstruing the way that you mean to come across, and that's frustrating to you. Or it could be that people are finally starting to get like a better idea of the way that you've been trying to express yourself. Like maybe you've been trying to make like a certain point to people around you and they like just keep missing it, or they're not really listening to you, they're kind of dismissing you, they're not really like giving you the time of day. And now you start getting that time of day and you find it's easier to, kind of get what it is that you're looking for from others. So the new moon is going to be transiting the 10th house for you as well on November 4th, so that will definitely get the ball rolling in that area. And again, you could be very focused on something to do with your career. And if you're not working yet, it could be that you're just like setting goals for yourself in terms of your career for the future. Mercury is going to start the month transiting your 9th house, so you could be spending time, gaining higher knowledge on something. Like maybe you're taking a course to further your knowledge in something that might have to do with your career, or maybe you're just, investing some of your time into your own personal interests, like reading a new book or like looking something up online. It could be a number of things. You might travel this month, or you might, communicate with somebody that doesn't live necessarily very close to you. We have the full moon transiting your 5th house, which is exciting, on November 19th. That could actually potential for, meeting somebody new on a romantic level. But Mars is going to be trining Neptune around that same time on November 19th, which means that you might get clarity in some way, shape, or form in your 5th house, right? So you could have clarity come into play with something to do with your dating life if you're dating, or your romance life if you're in a relationship. If you're, you want nothing to do with any of that. It could have to do with something that you find pleasurable, like a hobby or just something you're into. It could involve children, but you're definitely going to be like there might be an opportunity that presents itself around this time that's something that you're excited about, but you might have to let go of something else in order to kind of take this opportunity. And it could be that you have already felt like you missed an opportunity. We have November 17th, Mercury square Jupiter, so it could be that maybe you missed a phone call that was an opportunity, or there was like a communication that was misunderstood, so you kind of felt like you missed the boat. Like maybe you were supposed to go on a date or something, but you weren't able to make it, and now you are, and then it turns out to be great or something. But whatever it is, you might have been feeling frustrated up until this point, and then you decide to kind of like let go of that in order to enjoy the month. I do think it's going to be a positive month for you. Finally, Pisces. So for the month of November for you, there's going to be a focus on furthering your knowledge. Maybe you get really invested in, an area that you've never learned about before. You might be in school, but it doesn't have to necessarily be that. It could be that you're just like researching something on your own. Sometimes you go online and you just research on Google or whatever, or maybe you are reading a book about a certain topic. It could be that you are feeling like your perceptions are shifting in regards to something that you've had an opinion on or a belief about. Maybe your perception in that area is shifting for some reason. And it could be like a perception about another person. It could be a perception about your job or whatever is going on, but you kind of start to either feel a shift, or you are opening your mind more, being more willing to maybe hear other people out or learn something new or hear a new opinion, or maybe, you're just like coasting along and something kind of comes into your life that opens up your mind that was totally unexpected. We have Mars opposite Uranus on November 6th, so it could occur then, like something kind of comes up where you weren't expecting it, and now your whole mindset kind of shifts. It could be more minor than that, but it could be more significant. So the new moon on November 4th transits your 9th house as well, so definitely think that you might have something, either a situation, meeting another person, having a conversation with somebody else, that kind of gets your mind thinking in a different direction, or kind of gets you reconsidering something, and then moving forward with that. The full moon transits your 4th house on November 19th, and that coincides with Mars trining Neptune. So with that full moon trining the 4th house, there could be something that has been a bit of an ache for you, a bit of a wound, something like that kind of like, feels like it almost like weighs on your soul, that you kind of need to just get out of your system, whether you need to have like a good cry about something, you need to like release some emotional baggage around that time in order to move forward in a direction that maybe you didn't think you had the ability to move forward in, like I said, you might have a new perspective towards something. Or you might have like, an awakening of some sort, something dawns on you, or you just have a new understanding that you maybe weren't expecting. And after you're, around the 19th, you're finally, if you, decide to, you finally are able to kind of like release some emotional baggage that may have been weighing you down. And it doesn't necessarily have to be emotional. It's just that it typically with that full moon transiting that 4th house, it's something that you kind of are holding in, even if you haven't realized it, but it's something that just needs to come out. So those are the horoscopes for the month of November. Again, I will be doing a video for all the zodiac signs with a tarot reading, so look for that. If it's already posted, I'll link it here, or I'll link it when it's available. Thank you so much for watching. I hope November is good to you all, and I will see you in my next video. Have a good day or night.